Hey there, internet family. This video is late because I got vaccinated. I don't know what that means. Then I had to lie down for probably longer than I needed to, but it's okay, get vaccinated. Today we're talking about robots, more specifically whether or not they should have rights. What a crazy idea, Lisa. It's not though. Some of my video ideas come to me spontaneously, like all great art. But this idea has been something I've thought about ever since before smartphones, boys and girls. Basically ever since I watched I, Robot, which is based on a book, which is how all this madness began. I blame books. As always, this subject is extensive like you would not believe, so please treat yourself to some further learning. It's mind-blowing stuff, if you're not afraid of a robot apocalypse. But in this video, we'll be doing an overview in 3 short points. So let's begin. Okay, first things first. What is a robot? We all have a stereotypical image of what robots are, from R2-D2 to WALL-E. The original concept of robot was an automated machine made in the human image. It didn't have a brain or emotions, it didn't suffer, have a nervous system, and most importantly, it didn't know it existed, and therefore it had no survival instinct. It wasn't a conscious being. This point is important for later. It was pre-programmed to perform basic automated tasks and was no different from a washing machine, other than it could speak with a limited automated vocabulary. We were safe, it was silly, just a bit of fun. Like, until we got Wi-Fi in our home, all I used the computer for was to do the digital painting. I still do the painting. It rocks. Then, while we were all sleeping and listening to the White Stripes on our iPods, some tech designers got together and they were like, this is my impression of tech designers. Hey, why don't we just push AI really far, outside what is legal, collect the shit out of people's data and start by putting it into every device we get our hands on and just go from there. Let's just see what happens. I'm sure it'll be pretty hilarious. It is at this point that I will pause and ask an ethical question. Should all wacky experiments become actual things? Second question. Why? Why did we need this? iPods were, and before was, but now, Black Mirror. So when we started to put ever-expanding artificial brains into computers and other devices, that unsurprisingly led to some ethical questions such as, what now? And have we thought this through? We're still figuring out the extent of AI. Should we be doing this? Which leads me to point number 2. Beep. So that's a good question. Should we be actively materializing something and releasing it into the world if we don't yet know the extent of its abilities? I guess this is how parents feel like. Should we homeschool them or should we send them to the local primary? Homeschooling sounds like too much work and we won't get as much feedback if we keep them inside. So fuck it. Release the Kraken! What's the worst that could happen? Yeah. To learn more on what's the worst that could happen, may I recommend watching The Social Dilemma on Netflix, where the creators of social media openly admit they've created a monster and it's out of control. Ha! What? That's another good question. Was it ethical at the time to be like, hey humanity, here's this thing, it's called social media, you'll pick it up as you go along, but by the time you have it figured out, we'll already know everything we need to know to sell you things you don't need and indoctrinate you with beliefs that you didn't know existed. Okay, have fun. We're not available for questioning, there's no customer service. Okay, have a good time, bye. If something is free, you're the product, yeah. I'm singing a lot today. I'm very sorry. I think it's the hair. That all kind of sounds insane, right? But it's true. Artificial intelligence basically is the simulation of human intelligence by machines, done when a system can complete a set of tasks or learn from data in a way that seems intelligent. Suzannes Gilderts, founder and CTO of Sanctuary AI.
Check them out. Their website's pretty freaking scary.
Not long ago, stated in a talk on AI rights, humanity is at its teenage stage in life and AI is the unexpected baby we're about to give birth to. Oh dear. Suzanne also shares where we are all at with AI,
which is far. Terrifyingly far.
And asks, at what point does a robot or artificial intelligence actually become a sentient being?
Sentient means being able to perceive or feel things. Just in case.
Which brings us to our most important point, number 3. No, don't do that. What does it mean to be alive? What is consciousness? Do we know, or is this the Matrix? The point is this: not far from now, really not far, artificial intelligence will begin to further mature in its simulations, and the tech community are being faced with ethical challenges such as, what is it that makes us human, and should we be putting that into artificial intelligence robots? These things relate to some of the stuff I mentioned in point 1, such as suffering, pain, pleasure, emotions, awareness that you are alive, that you are sentient. If these things can be simulated, then are they still simulations? When does it stop becoming a simulation and start becoming the lived experience of a being? Like, what is the difference? Please tell me. I don't know. I'm Joaquin Phoenix and her over here. And when these issues do come into play, are they going to have any rights? Humans kind of have a history of dehumanizing stuff for our benefit. So if we're creating sentient beings for the purpose of economic gain, the question needs to be asked yesterday if we plan on giving them any rights. As it stands, we're already technically torturing robots through reinforcement learning by giving it negatives to teach it positives. So where is the line, and when should we be drawing it? So many questions. I'll have to make this a series if humanity hasn't been wiped out by then. Don't joke. Okay, I feel like I didn't end on a very positive note there. This is an impression of my doctor giving me the vaccine. Oh my god, the traffic was terrible. I couldn't get parking anywhere. You're done. Next. Doctors, get yourself a good one. Stop singing. F me. Okay, that's it. That's the show. Beep, bop, boop. I'm gonna go take this hair off.